Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and can I just tell you, yesterday I had a doctor's appointment, and the doctor actually told me that I'm the healthiest I've been in quite some time, like you know, and asked what I was doing, and I was like, well, I've been running a little bit, I ran that marathon, and um, but I hadn't run the marathon because I had my blood work done before then, but you know I don't know. And I was super stressed at that time too. Like I'm not really that stressed anymore, so it is what it is. But it's so funny because today, the reason why I'm mentioning all of this is because today I feel like I'm gonna die. Like I feel like if I walk two steps, I'm just gonna pass out and die. I and it has nothing to do with work. I'm just physically exhausted. So I don't know what's going on, but whatever. Besides the point, that's neither here nor there. So today we're talking we're doing a Sudsy recap about Days of Our Lives. Okay, so I love me some Days of Our Lives. That is probably my favorite soap of the four that are on the air right now. And this was an interesting week on Days of Our Lives because, well, we saw some fallout from Chloe's decision to carry Nicole and Daniel's child, which is again I think is a stupid storyline. I'm sorry, I think it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like okay. First of all, why would she automatically assume that Damos was the father if she was going through that process, even if the clinic had told her that it didn't work? I mean, like that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, and here's the thing about Chloe. When she first started out on the show, I don't know if you remember this, but 20 years ago when she first started, and back when J. Kenneth Johnson, hottie patati, was playing Philip, she was Ghoul Girl, and do you remember they had pictures of her in the shower, and they put it on a website called operagirl.net. Do you remember that? Operagirl.net. I haven't gone to that. You should go to that and see what's up there because that was a Days of Our. It used to redirect to NBC Days of Our Lives, but I don't know if it still does there anymore because that was like 20 years ago. So, but I'm gonna revive it. Operagirl.net. See if that goes there. But then, and she was totally the total underdog victim. Like you got it right. You understood why she was that way because everyone was bullying her mercilessly. Blah blah blah. Right. But something funny happened, and this was much later on. She kind of became a villainess, which her parents, now her mom is a total villainess, and I fucking love it. I love me some Patrika Darbo as Nancy Wesley. She is the best. Oh my god, and when she worked at the hospital with her hot husband Craig, Kevin Spurtis, I mean, like they were scheming and conniving. They were great. They were a great part of that show. But Chloe did not have their panache. I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry. And actually, let me tell you something. So Nadia Bjorlin, who plays Chloe, and I have taken cardio bar together. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah. So Chloe, and then she got poisoned by Kate. Like Kate is someone who has always been a villainess. Even though she sometimes has rooting value, she's always been a villainess. Whereas Nicole has always, well, and before her, Sammy, because Sammy was too. They're more anti-heroes, right? Or anti-heroines, but they're not. I mean, that makes it sound like they're anti-drugs, which they are, but I don't know. Sorry. Maybe it's gas. I have had the worst, like I've had like this bubble. I think it's heartburn, but it's just all day. It's been driving me crazy. Anyway, so now Chloe is like this, and then she came back to town. She was trying to get Daniel back, and she was totally scheming about it. I mean, I feel bad because her character deserves a little better. But let's talk about the gay guys. Let's talk about them. Okay, so Sonny and Paul are doing this dance around each other because they're not technically together. They have had a past, but that past ended for a reason, and Paul feels guilty because he slept with Will, not knowing that he was Sonny's husband. Sonny feels guilty because he told Paul nothing will ever happen. He didn't ever picture himself being a widower. But what's funny is that there have been some scenes where Derek, which I'm so glad they brought Derek back into the mix, because that town needs more than two gay people, right? Do you remember that hussy Brian that was trying to get Sonny away from Will, the very first one? That was Brant Daugherty or Doherty, the one from Dancing for Relevancy, but he's also on Pretty Little Liars. But yeah, he was on Days of Our Lives as Brian the gay hussy. There's Neil, the guy that Will was making out with at the gay club. That's why he didn't kill Stefano when everyone thought he murdered Stefano, and that's what forced him to come out of the closet. There's also that one blonde guy that was after. No, that wasn't after Sonny, but he was a good friend with Sonny. But Will was very paranoid that he was after Sonny. I don't even remember his name, but like, there's more than one gay person around, right? So it's good that they brought Derek back into the canvas because I mean, hello. But it would be interesting if they, and I don't think the show will do this because honestly, I don't think daytime television is this progressive. I could be wrong. Please prove me wrong. But I would like to see if they could make a triad relationship between the three of them, Sonny, Paul, and Derek. Um, I don't know, but I don't think that's in the cards. I don't think that's going to happen, but a girl can dream, right? But they have had some scenes where they've intimated things like that, but obviously nothing's happened. But they've been like Halloween, they all got dressed up together, and um it was cute, it was cool, I liked it. I mean, I'm curious to see where that goes. Okay, so now having said all that, Jennifer Horton, who I can't stand, but her and Adrian have just bought this newspaper, The Spectator, which is where Jack used to work. So I can see why Jennifer would want it, and also why Adrian would want it. So they want to continue Jack's legacy, and that makes sense. That actually, I hate to say this, but that actually makes sense, and that's a good storyline for Jennifer because I would rather see that than some ridiculous made up addiction to pills. I mean, really? A pill popper? This is much better. Much, much better. Although, let's talk about the bad part of that. The bad part of that is that brings Justin back into Adrian's orbit, and it really looks like the show's going to be focusing on a Lucas, Adrian, Justin triangle when I would rather it be an Adrian, Lucas, Anne triangle. But I found out why Anne is not on the show that much. Apparently, in real life, Anne Milbauer is a children's author, and she's made all these children's books, and she's like kind of like going around the country with her books, so she doesn't really have that much time to devote to the show. So that's a big miss. But I mean, girl, make that paper. I'm not hating. I wish I had a job where I was an author and I could only work when I felt like it. That would be awesome. That's not how life works out for me, but I think it's great. I just wish we would see her more, especially now that Teresa's leaving the show. So here's the thing about Teresa, and this is the weird thing too, is that I might have missed this scene because I know that she has this ex-boyfriend Mateo who came back, and Mateo is El Alfadeo, and he is the reason why she's gonna end up leaving the show, right? She has to leave Brady and Tate behind, which is a little uncharacteristic. I'm not gonna lie. I think that and in the soap opera magazines, they keep referring to him as Guillermo, but she calls him Mateo. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. Maybe he had said his name was Guillermo Mateo or Mateo Guillermo or something. He also is allegedly having some ties to Blanca, but I haven't seen. I must have missed that scene or those scenes. But I bet you I know where those scenes took place, in that fucking park. How about that? That set is never going away. It's just back with a vengeance. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. If I can stay awake, Here's hoping. Then I'm going to do Young and the Restless in a bit. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Hashtag days if you want to chat with me. Follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton. And wubba wubba wubba.